Good morning. It's turned out nice again. It's Tuesday, the 15th of January 2018, and you're watching KopTalk.tv. Hooray. How's it going, guys? You alright? I've been a bit poorly, that's why I haven't seen my chubby cheeks for a while. I've had a chest infection, you know what I'm saying? I've been on the antibiotics since last week. I'm starting to feel a bit better. I couldn't do any video audio content, guys. Honestly, I couldn't speak, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying? Still a bit bunged up, like, you know, so, but I'm here, do you know what I mean? I'm feeling a bit better. I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week, I tell you right now, kids. But how you doing? Are you alright? Yeah, have you got anything to tell me? I'm alright, you know, apart from that, you know, I'm alright. Sort of like, you know, mentally's good, innit? You know, if you're good mentally and if you're happy and that, you know what I mean? If you're happy and... Alright. And, yeah, I'm still losing weight as well, guys. Nearly 6 stone now. I'm 3 pounds off 6 stone since the 14th of May last year. So I'm feeling the benefits of that, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you want to talk about? Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Man City, unfortunately, they got a victory last night, didn't they? Which, did you really think any different? You know, I don't think we were expecting any shocks there. I didn't, anyway. But do you know what? I'm going to talk to you about transfer stuff. Before I get into that, I saw a link today with this this Dutch kid, I believe. Well, he's played for the Netherlands a couple of times, I know that much, but I think he was actually born in Nigeria. Let's look at this. The original article is in the Daily Mail. Now, I don't like the Daily Mail newspaper in terms of its news reporting. I just think it's a bit of a nasty paper, do you know what I mean? And I'm not you know, I'm not one of these like lovey lefties, you know what I mean, or lefty lovies, whatever you want to call them. That doesn't mean I'm, you know, sort of raging righty or anything. I'm kind of in the middle, mate. But I just think that the Daily Mail genuinely is poison at times. But they do have some excellent coverage when it comes to the football. And in particular, Liverpool Football Club, depending on who the journalist is. Now, the journalist that's produced this article, compiled this article, is called Chris Wheeler. Never heard of him, all right? But I've never heard of the player either. And he's called Arnoud, right? You know what I'm like, right, with names. Arnoud Danjuma Groneveld. There you go, see? I'm not that bad, really. I'm shocking. Never heard of him. All right, but apparently he's impressing the Champions League. Tottenham, Liverpool, Everton are tracking him. He's had a £9 million bid from AC Milan rejected during this transfer window, and I actually think he's injured at the moment as well. But there you go, actually. The next thing says he's attracted widespread interest despite being out with injury since October. Now, I believe he's been capped twice, and I think that was in October. He came off the bench for his debut in the 68th minute. See, look how educated I am. I think he came off the bench in the 68th because I've read this earlier. I can't remember who against. And I think 3 days later he got his second cap. 4 caps maybe for the under-21s. I don't know. I'm just trying to be clever. I will look at that in a moment. I'll just get his Wikipedia page. And we'll see what it says there. So, 21 years of age, midfielder, Club Bruges, started out with his senior career at PSV Eindhoven, 0 appearances. And then, just, you know, what's that club called? It's abbreviated to NEC, Dutch football club, Nijmegen Eendracht Combinatie, NEC. 36 appearances for them, then Club Bruges, 4 caps of the under-21s with Netherlands, and 2 caps with the seniors. Doesn't say much about him. I think he was born in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and he has a Dutch father and a Nigerian mother. Yada yada yada. But he's been injured since October. Now, there isn't, you know, AC Milan tried to sign him, had a £9 million bid rejected. There's nothing. I don't know anything about them, kids. So maybe you do. If you do, please do chime in the comments. Someone's here in the comments on the original newspaper article said scored against AMNCL and scored on his debut for Holland. Sounds like a great prospect. Let's hope for his sake he goes to a club that actually plays him. Anyway, I want to just put, while we're on the subject of the Netherlands, what's happened with Ryan Babel? Because I was told that he was going to Fulham. He's at Besiktas these days, I believe. Is that right? Yes, 62 appearances. I think he's 32. He is. Ryan Babel, of course, was with Liverpool between 2007 and 2011. I was so excited when we signed that kid. I really thought he was going to be one of the best players in the world. I knew him before we came to Liverpool. His signing at the time was a bit of a shock, if I remember rightly. I can't remember. Did David Moores finance that one himself? I can't remember. Or loan the club the money. I can't remember. Was that Dirk Kuyt possibly? Anyway, it was a big deal at the time, and if you followed KopTalk back then, you'll know that I was like buzzing and all that. But his character didn't quite turn out to be as everyone would have liked, and I think that he was more focused in his. He seemed to be one of those players that was more interested in stuff going off, music and shit like that than he was his football career, and which is a shame. And then when he left Liverpool, I think he had a bit of a realisation that maybe he wasn't going to make it or whatever, and he's clung on to Liverpool ever since. And by that I mean he's one of them that he's always putting stuff out about Liverpool, despite all the other clubs he's played for. Always reminding people he played for Liverpool, things like that. Watches my videos, because some of you remember that he once said he wanted to bend me over and have anal sex with me while feeding me a cheeseburger or something like that, which made me chuckle at the time. And in all honesty, back then I would probably have gone for it if he'd have bought me the burger. Now, I'm only joking, just don't knock it, you know what I'm saying? Try anything once, you know what I'm saying? That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they say. Anyway, banter, lads, banter, you know what I'm saying? Hang on, I'm trying to be cool now. What does Rob say? Bants. Is that it? Bants. Is that how you say it now, kids? Keep me in the loop, will you, please? But he actually did put out, on his Twitter or whatever, that he actually liked my videos, and he said, give me some shine. Whatever that means, shine. Give him some shine. Give love, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so it looked like his career was fucked, to be honest. And he went to, didn't he go to the Middle East or somewhere like that? What's that club there? That'll be the one, I reckon. Abu Dhabi, Al Ain Football Club, or Al Ain FC, and I think he had a disagreement or a fallout with them. Blah blah blah. The club demoted him to the reserve, citing poor performance, conflict over disciplinary issues with the club's hierarchy, and regarding his use of social media. However, it would appear that he could be on his way to England, to Fulham, which, to be honest, I'd like to see that. Would you like to see that? I'd like to see that. Because, like I say, I think he's one of them players where, well, I don't know. Maybe you should, no, fuck it, no, he had his chance, fuck him. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of these players are so gifted and talented, but they're like, no, I want to be a DJ and that, you know what I mean? It's like, no, you don't. Yeah? And I just can't help but sometimes I feel like they want to live up to the hype of what they may look like without getting into. Do you know what I mean, fam? And, so it's important that they're down with the music and that. But I don't know. This, the certain former Liverpool managers have said in the past about young players at Liverpool, look, it's a short career. You don't need to go on the lash. You don't need to go and do all these other things. You can do them in your 30s when your career's over, because it's a short career. And there was something similar on one of the, I think it was Roy Keane was talking about a young player at Manchester United, I forget his name, that recently announced a clothes brand or something like that on the day. Was it when they were playing Liverpool or something, or around a defeat, or during the Troubles, whatever? And he was raging, was Roy Keane. Now, I like Roy Keane, guys, I'm sorry, and if you're Irish, you might have different opinions, and I hated him when he was at Manchester United. I mean, I despised him. But I love his like no bollocks approach when it comes to being interviewed and giving his true thing, you know. So that's good. I think actually Gary Neville may have said during the same interview in the studio, you know, you can do that if there's nothing wrong with having interests and that side interests. And Keane was like, I disagree with you. It should be football, football, football. You know, so Ryan Babel, I think, would have been one of the greatest players in the world. I think he had that potential. But there you go. So I do want to see him go to Fulham, and I will be honest, I would like to see him do all right, to be honest. You know what I'm saying, kids? So we've spoke about this Groeneveld. We spoke about Babel because of the link in there with the Netherlands that just came into my head. The question is, of course, will Liverpool do any business during this transfer window? And it would appear that you know the club for sure, the club want us to feel that's not going to be the case. I can't remember. I put a tweet out recently. There was something the boss said. He said something like, it's unlikely there'll be any activity this month. Well, unlikely isn't definitely won't be. I remember saying something along those lines, and I'm of the opinion that Liverpool Football Club during this month have tried or did try on a couple of fronts, and I genuinely feel, without going into, you know, like, I don't want to name them really, because I think people will be like, ooh, you know, Fatty says this, you know. I think that you shouldn't, you know, you'll have seen the speculation, I think, and I think that it boils down to the digits, right? And it's as simple as that. So maybe the club genuinely said, no, we're not going to do anything, but you're not telling me that if a player they wanted big time, right, last year, suddenly became available at the right price, which is why the original deal collapsed. You're not telling me that they wouldn't pursue it. So my opinion, it's only an opinion, is that there's a couple of things that we were interested in this month that we looked at, but the numbers just weren't right or are not right. And usually, you know, like we're on the 15th of January. We're halfway through the transfer window. Each day, I'm not expecting anything to happen. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything to happen. Most people, I think, most Liverpool fans will have accepted that nothing is going to happen, and that probably will be the case. But I wouldn't be surprised if something did. That's just from my experience of doing this for 20 years, and from what they're saying, what you're hearing, and stuff like that. And I think Liverpool are playing it down, and I think that this is good, because if you want a player, for example, or you're interested in a player or two, and you know you're very along the line of, we need to recruit, you know, we're chasing for a title, we need to strengthen the squad, yeah, what does that say to the club, or the clubs that are not reducing the valuation of the player, the target, or whatever? What that's saying to them is, you know, they need a player. They're gonna step up. They will offer the money at the last minute. So the best thing Liverpool can do during this window is say, nah, we're not interested. And yeah, we all know that they all bullshit each other and stuff like that. And we all know that us as fans, we would look at a denial, wouldn't we, and go, yeah, right then. And that's exactly what these clubs do as well. That all the players, they'll be like, yeah, of course you do. But how many of us are convinced by Liverpool stands that they're not going to do business this window? Most of us would be like, actually, I know the bullshit quite a bit, but it does sound like they're not going to do anything. And I think that if then clubs start to think that, they have to sit down then and then think, should we lower it a bit or what? Because they actually genuinely seem like they're not going to bother. So I think there is a bit of bullshit going on, and I don't think Liverpool are flapping in the slightest, and I don't think that the boss will be, you know, gutted if he doesn't sign anything. But I do think that they would change their mind if, I can think of one club in particular, finally said, all right, let's talk. Yeah? And I think Liverpool would then turn and say, well, all right, we said we weren't going to do anything, but a deal presented itself that we had to go with. So it's complicated, yes. Liverpool Football Club, right, have made so many denials in various transfer windows of late that whenever they deny they're interested in a player, or a situation regarding transfer expenditure, whenever they deny it, I always think, yes, it's on. Because every single thing that they've denied has actually come off. Do you know what I'm saying? So Michael Edwards is doing a very good job. I remember when he was first appointed, there was concerns internally, and after a while they said, oh, is he up to it and all that? And there was some like stupid deals done and that, but that lad seems to be doing good. So, like I say, if I've confused you, because I've probably confused myself, I think that I genuinely do not believe that we would not add to the squad this month if an opportunity presented itself. Okay? But Liverpool are not going out and being like, come on, let's make it happen, you know what I'm saying? Would you agree with me? So, do I think anything will happen this month? No fucking idea. No idea. I just think it is dependent on the other clubs. So, I just wanted to say that because I think a lot of people absolutely are like, no, nothing will happen. And that maybe is the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if something did happen. But I'm not trying to get your hopes up or anything. But it's very quiet. It's very quiet. And Liverpool, you know, good opportunity in the league at the moment. Could they do with some addition? Yeah, I think it won't go amiss. I can think of one player in particular who would be fantastic. But I just don't know. Some people, some credible overseas journalists, right? Credible guys, right? Not some knobhead on Twitter, but some credible overseas journalists made some claims this month, probably more than a week ago, probably 10 days ago now, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Made some absolute bold claims that Liverpool Football Club were negotiating, were trying to do business this month. And I wouldn't say those journalists are particularly well known in the UK amongst your average fan, but I keep an eye on these fuckers. And it just, when you see people saying that, you just think, something's going on. But again, nothing's come to fruition. It's been quiet, and I just think that that to me is common sense. Suggests that there is no change on the valuations, if you like. But for me, I'm not writing the window off yet. So you do what you want, but I wouldn't be surprised. But we'll just have to wait and look and see. All right. So there's a couple of other things I want to talk to you about, which I'm going to do in another video. Otherwise, this will be about 40 minutes long. We're already at 18 minutes. I hope at the start of the video I didn't say this will be a quick video, because you know what I'm like. And that's it. So a couple of things to talk about, to get to get the comments starting to come in. Please do email podcast@koptalk.com. I want to get the main podcast, the free podcast. It's very, very popular. I want to get it going again, but I can't do it without your emails. All right, it's imperative that you email me. Okay, if you've never given it a go if you've never given it a go, it's like this, but you'd have to see my fat face. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. So you get to listen to these dulcet tones without having to see my mush. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm off. So, do you know anything about this Groneveld? Do you know anything about him? Have you got any thoughts on Ryan Babel? And what do you think about the transfer window this month? Do you think that we will do anything? As it stands, I don't think we will do anything. All right, I'm braced for that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Now that might sound like a contradiction, but if we were definitely not going to do anything, I'd say no chance, fucking no chance, nothing's going to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did, because I believe that we have tried on a couple of fronts this month, and if that hasn't proceeded, that more than likely suggests that the numbers ain't right. You know what I'm saying, guys? So let's just keep these open and we'll see. Is there anything you'd like me to make a video about? I read all your comments. It's always nice to hear from you, of course. I have missed you. And yeah, we'll speak soon. I'm going to do another video in a moment. Okay, guys? All right.